Morning everyone, welcome back after a super sunny half term. I hope you're all ready, raring to learn. And we've only got 3 days this week because I've been in school for 2 days preparing for all of you coming back. Right, so we're going to spend these days practicing our multiplication and division skills. You're really good at these, don't need much preparation and reminder. Right. 8 threes. We should all know that. We all know our 3 times table. I know that 8 threes are 24 without a shadow of a doubt. So if I see a calculation that looks something like that, the last thing I'm going to do is a formal method. I can see I've got an 8 and I've got a 3. I haven't got any other significant digits. Everything else is 0. So my answer has got to start with 24. How many times bigger than 8 is 80? It's 10 times. Let's move them one to the left. 3 is 100. 300 is 100 times bigger than 3. So I also need to make it 100 times bigger. Put my comma in. The answer is 24,000. All from the simple fact 8 threes are 24. So always look very carefully at calculations before you dive straight into a written method. It's about being efficient. Okay? Conversely, I know that 24 divided by 3 equals 8. So if I were to say, let's say 2,400 divided by 30, again, I know I've got my 24, my 3, I'm dividing, it's going to be an 8. Now, it's a little bit trickier dividing, but let's think. If we made 8 threes are 24, so 8 30s are 240, and I need that to be 10 times bigger. So straight away I can see that it's 80. Okay, and if you make both of your numbers 10 times smaller in your calculation, 240 divided by 3 is 80. Okay, so either work it back through logically like I did. 8 threes are 24, 8 30s are 240. I need more than that, so 80 30s are 2,400. Or if you want to adjust your original calculation, if you make one of the terms 10 times smaller, make the other one 10 times smaller as well. Okay, so that's the first one. That's your mental calculations, your quick, snappy calculations. We can't do all calculations like that. So let's have a look at a written one. I'm only going to do a 3-digit by a 2-digit. Once you can do that, you can do any size calculations. It's the same principle. So if I've got 247 and I want to multiply it by 16, there's my formal method. My columns are lined up. First of all, I'm going to partition this. I'm going to find out what 6 247s are. Then I'm going to find out what 10 247s are. I'm going to add them together and I'll end up with 16. So 6 sevens are 42. 6 fours are 24. Plus 4 is 28. 6 twos are 12, plus 2 is 14. So let's just have a quick look. Is that a sensible answer here? 6 200s would be 1,200. It's bigger than that. Yep, that looks sensible. Right, I want 10 247s. We could literally just write it down, because we all know that 10 247s is 2,470. But I'm going to go through it step by step. We're multiplying by our tens. So we need to put a 0 in our ones column to show we're working in our tens. 1 7 is 7, 1 4 is 4, 1 2 is 2. Okay, we can now add those up. So that part of the calculation is equal in value to that part. It's in a big equal sign. Let's add them up. 2, 3,952. if I've got it right. Okay, bonus points if anyone spots a mistake. If it was 4 digits, you would just carry on. So you can all do that. You're going to have some practice at that. And last but not least, what about our written division calculations? Right, so if it isn't one that we can see, I'm going to change colour pen so it's a little bit clearer. What about, I'm going to squeeze it as well, squish it in. What about if I have got 4,273 and I'm going to divide it by 14. First of all, I can see that I'm going to have a remainder. Why am I going to have a remainder? Because that's an odd number and that's an even number. So I know something straight away to look out for. Do I know my 14 times table? I do, but I don't expect many of you do because I've had plenty of years to remember these. So I'm going to write my skeleton table out very quickly and I'm going to just squeeze it in under here, okay? So 1 will be 14, 2, I can double it for 28, 3, I'll miss out 4, I can double again for 56, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, 10 14s are 140, so I know that 5 are going to be half of that. That's 70. Let's double the 4 to get our 8, that's going to be 112. Add 1 and 2 to get 3, that's going to give me 42. I can double 42 to get 84, which is 6 times. And let's see if we need the 7 and the 9. We can always work those out if we need them. Right, how many 14s are in 4? None. If I've got £4, I can't make any groups of 14, can I? How many 14s are in 42? Oh, look, 3 exactly. Excellent. How many 14s are in 7? None. If I've got £7 coins, I cannot make a group of 14. Don't forget your 0. Really important. Okay? And then I've got 7 left over. So I regroup my 7 10s as 71s. How many 14s are in 73? 5. Okay, 5 14s are 70. I've got 3 left, so I could write remainder 3. Okay? I might want you to write it as a fraction. If it was a fraction, you've got 3 left out of a group of 14. And we've done lots of work on fractions, so it would be 305 and 3/14. Right, so that was a super fast refresher on your division and multiplication and some of your mental methods. Plenty of questions for you to practice on today. There's nothing too tricky. It's just practice about getting your speed up because that will really help you moving forwards. Okay, see you later for English. Bye, guys.